Well, as N.W. Piper would say, what's good, everybody? And things are good. I am smoking my estate amphora that actually still needs to have the vulcanite stem really cleaned up. It's pretty bad. But I still love this shape, love this tall bowl. I'm excited about that. And I just got this from our pipe club. I did a video on this not long ago. And tonight, in my pipe, again, as N.W. Piper would say, I am chooching on a little guilty pleasure, which I rather enjoy. So, this is a video response to N.W. Piper. Ordinary Piper here, sitting in the Colorado room, got my fire, got my pipe, and it's mild enough for me to be out here, which is a nice change. So, let's talk. 3 questions. Something that would make the world a better place, number 1. Number 2, pick any age and why I would want to be that age permanently. And 3, what's the most profound revelation so far about myself? So, first of all, I believe that something that would make the world an incredibly better place would be the expansion and the embrace of social venturing. In other words, social entrepreneurship. What is social venturing, you might ask? Well, that is accomplishing social impact through return on investment, where the intersection of social need and market demand happen. In other words, think about things like Tom's shoes. Think about things like Bombas socks. Now, the reason I think that this would make the world a better place is because I believe that social entrepreneurship is the emerging 4th sector of capitalism. This is way more than conscious capitalism. This is something that when you can solve a social issue using not only market forces, but you can create social impact, and those market forces create sustainable social impact, man, now you've got something. Now nonprofits and churches and other nonprofit groups are not always out there saying, could I have some money, write another grant, this grant servation cycle that groups get into, constantly fundraising. But now you create something that's got self-propelling sustainability while at the same time creating social good. This would make the world a better place. So rather than starting another nonprofit when you've got an affordable housing crisis or a food desert or some kind of other social issue that's plaguing our community, particularly domestic issues, rather than starting another nonprofit, we need to start thinking about starting social ventures and becoming not just entrepreneurs, but social entrepreneurs. That's the thing that I think would make the world a better place. Social venturing and adopting what I call a social venturing mindset. If you want to learn more about that, I have an e-course on it. It's called The Social Leader. So you can go to thesocialleader.org. I'm all in. I believe that that would make the world a better place. All right, next question, because I could go on about that for a really long time, and I don't know if any of you are interested in that. Next question. Pick any age that I could be and stay that way and say why. Well, I know what it would be. I would like to be 52 years old, let's call it. And I am approaching my 50s, not there yet. Here's why. I have 3 boys. My oldest is getting ready to turn 20. So I'd like to believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, he is going to get married and I'm going to have grandkids at some point. Now, I love my boys, but I love little bitty ones, babies. I don't know why. I don't know, whatever you might think about that. I just love those little guys. And I don't love them when they're 2 years old or 3 years old. Mama can handle them at that point. But when they're little and they're so cute, I just think being a grandpa is going to be amazing. And when I'm a grandpa, I'll smoke my pipe and I'll point at things with my pipe. I'll say, look over there and look at this and listen up yonder kids and whatever. But I think being able to be active, being able to hike, rock climb, kayak, sail, get out in nature, be active, run, enjoy life, still have all of that youth that you would have at that age, but at the same time have watched your children mature into men and young women, watch them start their careers, start their families, and then have grandkids. If all that happens sometime between 52 to 55, but I got to pick an age, so I'm calling it 52, which might be too early. But I think that would be a perfect age. That would make my son approximately 27 or 28, maybe close to 30. And by then, I hope he is married. I hope he's enjoying life. I hope he's having kids. My wife and I got married 23 years ago, a couple days ago. Our anniversary was. And I love being my age in my mid 40s and having kids that are almost 20, almost 18, and 14. I just think it's fun. And in a couple of years, when I got some grandkids and I still got all the vim and vigor of this life that I hope to have, I think it'd be amazing. All right, that's the second question. All right, NW, this is the hardest one. The hardest one. All right. Most profound revelation about myself. So, I've been in caring world, church world, in nonprofit world for a long time. I've been a pastor. I've been a nonprofit executive leader. I've done a lot of things. But for years, because I thought that nonprofit-y types and pastoral types had to be, fit into a certain box and kind of their whole life, they had to be a certain kind of person, right? They had to be bookish. They had to be, more introspective, like NW describes himself as an introvert. The thing is, I thought that I had to be that for a long time, but I'm a raging extrovert. Like, I love doing these videos. Like, give me no time to prepare 1,000 people in an empty stage, and I'm like right at home. Now, I don't get to do that very often, but like, that's the kind of thing I love. Here's the most profound revelation about myself. I did not realize how competitive I was and how extroverted I was until in my 40s, when I took the lid off and I was like, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do me. And I'm not gonna worry about fitting into that particular box or into this particular expectation. I'm gonna be all that I'm called to be as a human being, which means my own personality, my own skills, as well as my own weaknesses. And I had to come to realize that I'm a visioneer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm competitive, I like to start things, I like to build things, not manage them. I'm really extroverted, I'm really comfortable with being a presenter and with doing these kind of things. I'm less comfortable in the one-on-one, I'm less comfortable. I would be a terrible marriage counselor or something like that. But the thing is, I found that the most profound thing that really propelled me into life satisfaction, into a whole new area within my family and my professional life, that most profound revelation about myself was that I am a social entrepreneur, I'm competitive, I am extroverted. Those are the things that I've learned about me that have made such a difference. So those are my three answers, my VR to NW Piper. NW, man, I love your channel. Whether I win that pipe or not, doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's a beautiful pipe. Of course I want that pipe. But the thing that matters to me is that you keep making great content. that maybe you grow your beard back. You know, I kind of like the full beard, but you look good now too. Don't get me wrong, you look good. But NW, I love your channel. I love your personality. I love your reviews. I love your content. I love that you create so often and it's so authentic, and you use words like chuchin and what's good. You know, you're just yourself. So anyway, I hope you have lots of responses, lots of VR responses. Hope that these 3 answers meet what you're looking for, something that would make the world a better place, picking an age and telling why, and then what's the most profound revelation about myself. So until next time, I'm just another ordinary piper trying to make his way through the world. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and thank you for the opportunity to do a VR, NW. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing how this turns out. Adios.